Hi, it's Tracy Lynn Cox here, and I'm glad that you have chosen to join me for this 5th day of Keeper of Joy. We're going to have a great time today. This is our 5th day, and today we are going to be talking about reframe the possibility. And there's 2 keys to reframing the possibility. So there's going to be a lot of chatter today about what we can do to reframe the possibility. It's about resiliency and perspective. And thank you for joining me. This is going to be a lively discussion, and I'm happy to have you with me. You are welcome to comment now while the video is live, and you're welcome to comment after the replay. Either one is just great. I will respond to all comments. And by the way, if you were watching yesterday, I left a message for you to please private message me so that you can get your free download of the self-assessment for your energy balance exchange. So please take advantage of that. Thank you for your hearts and your likes. I really appreciate that as well. And so let's talk about resiliency and perspective. It's really important in our joy. Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining me today. It's great. Thank you very much. What the issue is here with our joy and what is our obstacle to joy when it comes to resiliency and perspective is that we take on a perspective of being the victim instead of the victor. And if we continue in that mode of looking at ourselves as the victim, then it creates an issue in our perspective. So to have the tools in our toolkit to be the victor, it takes certain things such as perspective, reframing, and our belief system so that we know that we have the foundation to enhance our victor capabilities, and so that we can move through those challenging times, because life is about challenge. We are all in situations from time to time where we need to embrace our challenges. And it's how we embrace them that makes the difference. So what I would like to just talk about is that these lessons that we have in embracing challenges teaches us to reframe our mentality and go from victim to victor. So I'm going to give a few examples of that so that we can better understand what it's like to reframe the perspective. So a victim mentality would have constrictive feelings such as shame, anger, and guilt, and a victor mentality would have expansive feelings such as happiness, acceptance, gratitude, and courage. Now, a victim mentality would have a passive response, and a victor mentality would have an action response. Victim would shift from the past, and a victor would deal with possibilities. A victim would worry and fret about the past, while a victor would recognize the achievements of the past. And last but not least, a victim have a liability, and a victor would turn that and identify it as an asset. So that's some ideas about reframing perspective from victim to victor. Now, historically, those who embrace the victor mentality have a spirit that is happier, healthier, and more successful than their counterparts. You will gain a sense of purpose in time with your inner self and with your divine source. So that's about perspective. Well, what about resiliency when things happen that are beyond your control and things such as change happens? Well, there's an author called Alan Dushman, and he wrote a book called Change or Die. And he discovered that through numerous studies, he found that 9 out of 10 people would rather die than change. 9 out of 10 people. Can you imagine? Well, how is that possible? Change is inevitable. It's kind of like taxes and dying. You know, change is inevitable. It happens. So learning to be a victor is being part of that 10% that would rather live than die. And understanding that principle of acceptance of change will gain you much better understanding in living going forward than being lying down and dying. So in order to embrace and accept change with resiliency, it is a necessary tool to build your resiliency. We're really not born with it. But through life experiences, we do develop resiliency. And it is a necessary tool. And in my book called Vibrational Change, I identify like 8 different tools to develop your resiliency. And it's something that you work on over a period of time. And in today's broadcast, I'm only going to give you 3. And one of them is to develop a strong social network, which those of you who are watching this film understand that you probably have a strong social network because you're on social media, and you probably have a strong social group that you are a part of. So that is one thing that is a good part of your resiliency. And as I said earlier today, embracing change is absolutely necessary to move through with resiliency. To try to ignore it or deny it or avoid it is just not going to work. You have to learn to embrace change. And then the third one that I would say is to work on problem-solving skills. Life just gives us issues, and that's what we're here to do in life, is to learn to solve problems and learn our lessons. And there are many lessons that life gives us, and we have wonderful opportunities and possibilities to learn many, many lessons. Okay, well, I would like to say that it's really important in life as a victor and not a victim is to respond instead of reacting. Reacting can give us inconsequential what do I want to say here? When you react, the outcomes can be really unnecessary and really dreadful. When you respond, you take a step back, you take a little higher perspective, and you respond in a way that is much better for the higher good of all. And so learning to take that responding to change and challenge is a strategy of being a victor. Thank you. I love the likes and the hearts. When you're facing life's molehills or mountains, it doesn't matter whether it's a molehill or a mountain. It's a key for today. Reframing the possibility, having perspective, and resiliency is really key. So in order to embrace challenges, it's necessary to understand how to manage change, acceptance of change, and knowing that there's a gift, that there's a lesson, and on the other side of the lesson, there is a gift. Those are the 2 principles that incorporate these important skills to manage change: the resiliency, flexibility, which I did not talk about today, and then maintaining serenity with confidence is another. So those are little added tidbits for you to consider. It's been a thrill to be with you today. And so key number 5 is about perspective and resiliency. And those are skills that you would want to develop to be able to manage change and to have the reframe the possibility so that you will be a victor in life. And I know you are. Have a great day. And this is a day that I just learned is a day to smile. So it's National Smile Day. So be blessed, and I'll be with you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.